takes care of so nicely, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Expert in everything. Yeah. Everything.
All this is common sense. Guru Maharaj said that.
Chincha samasta veda nipunam.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did Guru Maharaj say? He has good common sense, something like that. He said some comment like that. Right?
The common sense, that was about Srila Sridhar Maharaj. Remember the coming from Ananta Vasudev's group, the secretary. He mentioned those three qualities, right?
Yeah.
Strong common sense,
detachment,
disinterested nature, and profound intelligence, deep intelligence. But yeah, perhaps there was some similar comment Srila Sridhar Maharaj made about Gurudev.
Yeah, I remember that also, something about common sense, yes.
Yeah.
And also I would be so, when those ISKCON devotees started coming to our mat, right? And Gurudev, was like, all those so highly qualified, but he, showed himself to be so, simple, and, like that. They didn't know about him, and, until, sometime later, he just said a simple servitor in the mat, like that. He showed himself to be so humble servitor, like that. And they were all coming, sannyasi is big, like they're coming, okay, but he was like very, simple. But there he is highly qualified than anyone. But,
That talk that he gave, did you hear that recording? When Srila Sridhar Maharaj was praising him on the day after you gave him sannyas on his Vyasa Puja day, and then Gurudev, he said, "Oh, can I say something?" After Srila Sridhar Maharaj was praising him for 2 hours, and he said, I consider myself to be the dustbin of this mat, like that. That's my feeling. And may I have the grace of all the Vaishnavas like that.
his love and attachment to Guru Maharaj is such, so strong. So he's like, anyone who does a little service for Guru Maharaj, then he will be like consider himself as his servant.
Yes, he said like that. I'm their slave. If someone has some attachment to Guru Maharaj, some service for Guru Maharaj, I'm their slave. That's right.
So much that he just has that's such a strong love, right? Such a strong love. Only then you can think like that. It is not like they are serving Guru Maharaj, but he is like thinking, themselves because they are serving Guru Maharaj. It's like only that strong, intense love for him. I was thinking like a child, if somebody comes and gives some present to my child, then I'll be happy. They're not considering me, but they are, giving some recognition to the child. So you're happy that they're so such a strong love is there. It's
Gurudev wanted Suvasini Devi to stay in India, in Navadvip.
Really?
Yeah, he wanted that. And her family arranged marriage. And he said, if they had not arranged that marriage, I was going to ask you to stay in Navadvip.
Well, yeah, he got a little serious when I told him. Because I didn't, I just, what happened is 94 June, I got initiation. That's so I came close to Gurudev. 2 years I saw him from a distance. In 94 I took initiation. So in 94 June I took initiation, and then he stopped in London on the way to America. So he was there for a few days. So he went to America, I went to India. So when I went to India, after my initiation, I went to India, the marriage was fixed. It was just that, like that, June.
Oh, just after your initiation?
Yeah, just after my initiation. June 12th, then I went to India for a holiday, and he went to America. So I went to India, the marriage was arranged. Then I came back from India, then he came back from America.
You met in London again?
Yeah.
Later that year, the same year?
Same year, yeah.
He was returning from America.
Returning from America, I came back from India, and then I told him, this is, actually I was waiting in this room, there's like, I was waiting to tell him that I remember that scene. It's like I was he was upstairs, and then I came very early to see him. Oh, you're not recording, are you?
I'm recording it just for me. It's just for me.
I promise. Please don't, then I can speak very, very freely. If you record, then I can't speak.
It's just for me.
Oh, please. So he came from, then I was, you have to not put it in public, please. Okay. And so he was there. I was waiting downstairs, and I came very early in the morning to see him, and so I was upstairs. I was waiting downstairs, and there's one other devotee from, I think it's from Denmark or something, it's probably Srila. It was tall, he was also waiting downstairs. And then so Paramahamsa Maharaj, he came down, then he said to that devotee, you can go up to see Gurudev, like that. And then this person devotee is very nice and sweet, this girl is also waiting, like that, to see Gurudev. And then he said, okay, come. So we both of us went, and then sitting with Gurudev, just us. And then maybe one other person, somebody came, and Gurudev was having breakfast, muri, and then he gave muri from his plate to the devotee. I don't remember his name. He gave one plate with it, and then he also gave me a little bit from his plate. And then,
with his hands, personally.
Yeah,
wow.
And to him, and then later I was also, I was just new at that time, just got initiated. Then he gave it, and so everybody was talking, and then I was waiting. I didn't say anything, waiting. And then everybody left. And then Gurudev asked me, do you want to say something, And I said yes. And then he probably understood, because I didn't speak up understood that. He come to my room, then he took me to his room. And then I told him. So I told him about this. And then he became a little serious. And then he said, he asked me, I said it is my parents' arranged, but I also, I can't say that it is with my, also I agreed with that. It is not like that,
it wasn't forced.
I also, yes, because that was the natural thing, the next thing, in India, it is getting married, it's like, so I didn't really go and ask Gurudev or anything. It was just, arranged.
Natural course of events.
Yeah, so I just accepted it. And then I told Gurudev, and he became a little serious. He said, is he vegetarian? It's like that. And I said, yes. And then I told, he worshipped Lord Shiva, because he had Shiva Linga, like worship. And we are all Shaivas also, family, not Vaishnavas, Shaivas. So worship Lord Shiva. That is okay. He said, that's okay, no problem. And then he said, like, if this has not happened, then I would have asked you to come, this has, the marriage, this has not happened, then I would have asked you to come. He was became a little serious when I told him. He became a little grave like that. And but anyway, that's all. Nearly 30 years now, 27 years now.
And then then the next thing was he told you to translate some books.
Yeah, that was much later. Then 94, please don't record. Please don't.
This is, you have to share this with the world.
Oh, not the world, there's nothing.
This is like, so many people didn't get to meet Gurudev. Why are you being so selfish?
It's not selfish, it's just
They want to hear about Gurudev's affection for his devotees, his mood.
Okay, if you put it like that, then probably you are very clever. Anyway, it's after that I just I went got married and then after marriage I came back to London. Not London, to Sheffield. I was in Sheffield, right? And then worked for some time. And then 95, I wound up everything, went back to India. And that year, 95, that same year, I took Kumar, his parents, everybody to Calcutta. I wanted to go to them. I want Kumar to meet Gurudev, like Gurudev to meet Kumar, like that. So I just took, because Kumar's also, one of his aunts, she was living in Calcutta. So they can also see, they had also some interest to go and see her, because she lost her daughter at that year, and so my father-in-law, mother, they wanted to see her. So we all went to Calcutta. So I took Guru to Kumar and everybody to Gurudev and to have his darshan. And so my mother-in-law came with me, father-in-law, mother-in-law, and one of my relatives. And she actually was living in Calcutta. And then Gurudev had a very nice conversation with her, and because she spoke Bengali.
Really?
Yeah.
Your mother-in-law?
Not my mother-in-law, that's other relative who was staying
because they're living in
Calcutta.
Calcutta, of course.
So,
right.
yeah. So and he asked, who are you? And like that. And she said, I'm also one daughter-in-laws in the family, like that. And she was speaking Bengali. So Gurudev was very, actually so happy to see, I come back and here. And
is that the same occasion when Gurudev sent for Shadam especially for you?
Oh, that's much later. At that time he said, yes, Guru, and he was like, this is my, he was very nicely speaking with, the family and my daughter, he said something.
He said like that, yeah.
Yes, my daughter, and like that. And then, so we had nice. And then Gurudev was going to Puri, Jagannath Puri. And so I was so foolish. I didn't even ask before where he will, nothing. I just went to Calcutta, But luckily I met him.
You were lucky. You didn't plan it out.
Yeah, I just lucky. I didn't ask anything. I just went, and then luckily I met him in Calcutta. I didn't know much about the mart and anything, because he might be in Puri or Navadvip. I didn't know. I thought he would be in Navadvip. That's what I thought. He's in India, should be in Navadvip. Maybe that's how I thought. I wasn't sure. But anyway, I just didn't ask. I just went there to Calcutta. And then, so that same night, he was going to Puri, Jagannath Puri. So lucky we went that evening. We met him. And then Gurudev told us, we're going to Navadi, so he wrote a letter to Acharya Maharaj. Vinod, right? His name was Vinod something.
Vinod Bihari
or something.
Vinod Ranjan or something.
Something, yeah, Vinod is that. So he told about this person. He wrote a letter in Bengali to, and then he gave it that, you go to Navadvip, and he told how to, go and, like ask for something, call it mat or something. You go station, you take it. Yeah, he explained, and then we went to go mat. The next day we took a train to Navadvip. Just Kumar and my son, they came later, but we went first, and then we stayed in the mat for 4 days or like that. No, another person also came, is my mother's sister. She also came with us to the mat. She came to Calcutta, and she came to the mat, and so we stayed in the mat for 4 days, so they gave some service to do and like that. And Mahananda Prabhu was there, Madhusudan Maharaj. He took care of us, and he took us to, I saw Gurudev's mother, and he took us one day to her place, and she was very, very sweet, very nice. His mother, and asked one of the boys to cut some fruits to give to all of us, and like that, in a little place, and so yeah, it was nice. I was 95, just 90, yeah.
Then tell us of the occasion when Gurudev sent up for Shadam for you, especially.
That was like 4 years later, 95. After that, I didn't meet Gurudev for 4 years, because went back to Chennai, living in Chennai, and then 96, Srinath was born, all that time. But it was like the translation of the book, that was 95. I went back, I was just, family, in the Kumar's family, new place, and, trying to adjust there and all that, it was difficult in the beginning, and then it was through Malati Priya who asked Gurudev, can she do some service like translation Tamil, she's from Tamil, and like that. So that is how I actually started, and he told me to do divine guidance, and so I started in that book, and I was doing it when I was there, in Chennai, and then during my pregnancy and all that time I was doing it, and so after 4 years went, and Srinath was like 2 something, and also I had many difficult time during the time my father passed away. 98, my father passed away, and he passed away in an accident, and which was very shocking, and went through a very difficult time during that time. But Gurudev also very kindly, I wrote a letter to Gurudev, and but during those time I kept in touch with the letters, like letters, post, and no email at that time. It's just you write, post it, and then it will be so nice if you get a reply, in the post from Gurudev. It will be so nice, to get a letter from him. It will be always, it's so nice. I wrote letter from England, and his letter came very, very, very nice. And so that time I wrote a letter to Gurudev, told about this, and Gurudev was, I think, in Australia at the time. Mahananda Prabhu opened that letter, and probably, and then later when Gurudev came, I think, he wrote a nice letter back to me, and then Gurudev came, and then he told me to read Bhagavad Gita, to, like that, you will find some help with that. So he told me in the letter. And then, it was a little hard. And then when my father passed away, they were telling you how to do. It was a very hard time, and they were told me apart from the usual, the ceremonies and all that, they told me to do some, Bhagavata Saptaham and all that, that they do. So I asked Gurudev, people are telling like this, they asked to do Bhagavata Saptaham and all that. And Bhagavata Saptaham means they read the Bhagavatam in 7 days, like people will do. But Gurudev said that's not necessary, to Vaishnava Seva. Okay, and so I asked what that, you just feed the Vaishnavas, and he said, it was really so nice of him. He said, we can do here, like that, and then he was in Puri, Jagannath Puri, and he personally, actually I sent the contribution, you sent some contribution, and then we can do it here. And Gurudev did it in that Puri, Jagannath Puri. Because I heard from, later, many years later, that Gurudev told, that day, because Malatipil's father also passed away, and she was also doing it in Puri. And Gurudev, that was another special time, I'll tell you later. So, and then she was doing, and he then later told this also for Suvasini's father. He told like that. Then they fed the Vaishnavas from Prasadam from the Jagannath temple, and so he told like do Vaishnava Seva. So that's I remembered, even when my mother passed away also. I remembered, and Tyagi Maharaj was there, he did. Yeah, that was and then 99 I went back to Navadvip after 4 years. And he was so happy to see. And I was very happy after 4 long years I never saw him. And then, went on the... By that time we took a train from Chennai to Calcutta. It was 26 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, on the train. Because flights were not very common, and it's also expensive. So at that time we took a train, 26, and then we went. And my mother came with me also. And then that time it was after, that was a Gaura Purnima, 99 Gaura Purnima. And then that was time I again went back, 99, to see him. So.
And there you were in the Prasadam hall that night when you arrived, and someone came in with Prasadam especially for you, right?
Yeah, he came as, what is his name?
Was it Rasabdi?
No.
Bimalananda.
Yeah, he sent some prasadam.
This was after you'd seen Gurudev already, and then you went later to take the night prasadam. And then...
that night or another night, I don't know. He sent some prasadam.
Especially for you.
Yeah, give it to Suvasini. I actually...
He said, give it to Suvasini.
Yeah, because he came with that, who is Suvasini? He was asking, who is Suvasini? Because they don't know me.
Oh, he came like Madhavendra Puri, like the Pujari.
Yeah, come on, come.
Like the Pujari and the Kirachor Gopinath. Where is Madhavendra Puri? Gopinath has stolen some sweet rice. So Vimalananda came into the Prasadam hall, full of devotees. Who is Suvasini? Like that.
Yeah, it was, yeah, I said, yeah. But,
wow. He didn't even know who you were.
No, he does. Nobody knew at that time. Right. Just only 1 or 2 devotees. I know, I don't know.
What Prasadam was it?
I don't remember. It was just something from, I think it's from, but I did, at that time, I should say that I didn't have much appreciation for all that, because I was, no, it's just and then what happens, Malik was sitting next to me, and then she took that from, others were all like that, and then...
Because it became like a big public thing.
And then she put a little bit for everyone.
Oh, because everyone was like jealous.
Yeah, she just took a little bit to, gave a little, because I also thought, I was not that really, thinking.
Aware of,
Gurudev Prasad, I was, in that, not in that developed at that time. I was, maybe I couldn't appreciate that much at that time. So I just took a little, and then she served a little bit around over. It was little bit. She put it on everybody's plate, a little like that. So I appreciate it. But later, much later, I didn't know about that, especially those kind of, because I didn't, and later I understood like Vaishnava's prasadam, it was something like Mahaprasad. I wasn't that aware of all that at that time.
Right.
So I didn't appreciate that much, And later, much later, Gurudev in London, it was like just 2007, much later. Gurudev was having tea, and then Gopal came down. Suvasini, do you want to have some, he had a little tea in his cup. Suvasini, this is,
This is Nitya Gopal.
Gopal. He came down, and I was just standing down, and then I said, Gurudev, tea now. I said, So that time I was able to give it to me in my hand. And he was saying, what? I just got it like a little tea from Gurudev's cup. Tea. So at that time, I had a little more appreciation. At that time, when he gave, although it was such a wonderful thing, I was so foolish, I couldn't appreciate at that time. But this time, I appreciate, I could God. I got a little prashadam from his cup.
Wow, I never heard all these details before. And so then another interesting thing is how you've told how Gurudev gave you different instructions at different times. At one time you were asking him about preaching, and he said, no, you're a householder, take care of your family, you can translate. And then later on he told you, now you can preach.
Yeah, much later. That was like just probably 2008, 2007. Like first time, I was like in Chennai, I was living in Chennai, and did at that time translated books, and I was very young and foolish, and just very, can I preach, and like that. And calm down, It just, you're a householder, do the books like that. And then much later, 2007, he said, you should also preach. And that's the time I said, Gurudev, I don't want to feel so proud. That's what I also said that to Gurudev when he said for me to preach. And I think I also feel very bad about that when I told like this. But he gave me that instruction. You should also. Yeah. He's very, what can I say? Gurudev has so much love for everyone, genuine interest in everybody, so he understands the different situations where we come from, and also very, he will take care of, he also understands the culture, Indian, women culture, very, very, so when Kumar comes with me, he will be like, okay. But if he's not, I come, sometimes I go with Srinath and myself. He'll make sure I, go and,
Gurudev would personally send his own car to pick Suvasini up.
Wow.
And that's how I knew from the beginning she was special. That year 2005.
No.
He sent his own car. He wouldn't do that unless in like really like I saw him do it for Avadut Marj and maybe one or two other people. Like he would only send his own car in like special cases.
That's because it was a taxi strike. That was what. Yeah, that was the day that it was a taxi strike. That is, I mean, Gurudev is very, very caring for us, everybody. So he was like, he knew that it was a taxi, so he sent the car to me. But what you said was like one time when he was, I was leaving, and at that time, he told me to wait till he comes back. And he came back.
Because he was going out in the afternoon in Calcutta.
Yeah, he came back. He wait till I come. And I waited and then came. And then he sent his car sent me in the car to the airport.
Yeah. So there wasn't a taxi strike that day. But even so, even if it was a taxi, that's still special.
Oh yeah.
But it was like
personal interest.
very, he takes...
So 2 times he sent his car for you. Wow.
3 times, another time.
3 times! Wow,
yeah.
Now it all comes out. What was the 3rd time?
3rd time was, I was coming from Jagannath, I was in Jagannath Puri. And then he came, I asked, Gurudev, I'm coming from Bhubaneswar to Calcutta, and is there anybody who can come and pick me up at Calcutta? Because I was not sure to, Calcutta station. I was coming with Srinath Calcutta station to the mart, and I wasn't very sure. And I think at that time he sent his car to pick with one sannyasi. Bengali, what's his name? In Calcutta.
Mango Maharaj?
No, not Mango.
Nishkinchan Maharaj?
Not Nishkin. Another is a little dark. I know he was a brahmachari.
He was a brahmachari.
He was elderly person. Not very elderly.
Nripin? Not Nripin.
No. He talks talks a lot. He's like, he used to stay in Calcutta Mart. And then I heard he went somewhere else.
He was a sannyasi.
Yes, he was sannyasi. He's a little dark, and he used to do a lot of seva service in the temple. I know his name, but I said, but anyway, he and also sent Brinda.
Oh, Rinda, yeah, I think I remember that, yeah.
And I think he's sent, can't remember straight, but both of them came to pick me up at the station. And I think it was his car.
Oh, must have been.
I can't remember straight. Because Brinda came to the platform inside the station and he was waiting outside. I think, like that. So he came to, that time he brought, and he came. So because I was coming alone, Gurudev was very sensitive like that. I was coming alone. He would make sure that I go, like that to, the airport or coming back, and he was like that, taking care. But Kumar, when he's there, then he will be like worry free, he will be like, Kumar is there with him. She can go like that. And last time Kumar, very last time I met him, and then he said, Kumar came and just prayed, and one day he stayed there and he had to go back. And then I stayed, he will go and you will stay? I thought, yes, Maharaj. So he went and I stayed with Srinath, and like that. the last time. So then, of course, Madhusudan Maharaj was there at that time taking care. Madhusudan Maharaj, similar, same, takes care of everyone, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Vishaka also, she takes care of everyone in the temple now. Very, very nicely. The very last time, 2010, I came, and then you were there at that time, taking care of all the devotees and, arranging cars, or, going to taxis and everything. Yeah. She was like, who Lalita, Bhakti Lalita told me about you. And I was like, this is very nice devotee here. She will take care of you. When you go to Navadvip, and he told all that. And also, I asked. It was like that book I printed, the last segments of the Guardian of Devotion. I was like, that was the time I asked the last time I met Gurudev, the book is finished, I want your blessings for printing the book. And then he said, yes, we can print it, like that he said. And then of course it was, Gurudev left before that printing happened. And, but anyway, I asked some doubts, some things, I couldn't understand what it was like. And I wrote a letter to Lalita to ask Gurudev, and by that time probably wasn't, in that. And but Lalita then later said something. What did she say? Passed on the question to Vishaka at that time. Yeah.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, pass on the question, and she is very qualified. She can answer like that. So
okay, you're changing the tone again. But just one last question, then I'll leave you in peace. Is the last meeting, you that last meeting you had with Gurudev was very special, because he mentions the first meeting that you'd had in London.
First meeting or something, he actually mentioned that time, from that time in London, he's mentioned something like that. From that time in London, we are connected or something like that, from that time.
This is like 2008, was it? The last meeting you had, 2009.
Let me see, 2009.
2009, and he was referring to the meeting you had in 94, right?
94.
Yeah, that's like
15
years later. And how many thousands of disciples has Gurudev had, And so then he said to you, from that time in London, we're connected.
From that time. He said something like referencing that time, from that time in London. I don't know what he said about connected, or can't remember very clearly, but from that time in London, I remember, or something like that. And something he said, and then I said, oh Gurudev, oh Maharaj, at that time we won't call him Gurudev, right? At that time we were saying Guru Maharaj. No, I used to
say Guru Maharaj, yeah.
I always said Guru Maharaj, and sometimes call him as Maharaj, like that, And Maharaj, you remember everything, I said like that. And then he said, oh, I cannot forget it. And he said, I cannot forget it. Then he said, that Indian culture, something like that. He said, I don't know what was the actual thing. I don't know what exactly he was recollecting. I don't know what he recollected. But he said, I cannot forget that. And that is one thing. And later I was at, I didn't meet him after that. And but I I spoke with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. On the Vyasa Puja, because 2010, he was in Navadvip. He went to Navadvip, right? I don't remember.
Yeah, he was there for no, he went December 2009, and then he was there for his Vyasa Puja in 2009, and then he came back to Calcutta, and then did he go again to Navadvip? I don't think so.
No.
Because he left March 27th, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But he didn't go back to Navadvip. His health wouldn't allow it. No, he was in. You think he went to Navadvip again?
I think so, because I spoke with him after his Vyasa Puja, maybe 2009 December. Do you think?
He was there definitely 2009 for his Vyasa Puja. That's
Okay, maybe
sure.
that's Vyasa Puja.
Yeah.
Because I spoke with him after his Vyasa Puja.
In Navadvip.
Yeah, he was in Navadvip.
Yeah, he stayed in Navadvip for a few days after, yeah.
Because I called him and Jamuna told me, you call, or she said she will call, like when Gurudev was okay, or something like that, you know. Because, so at the right time, when he's able to speak like that, just speak one sentence at that time, like that, But he said, when are you coming? He asked. Yeah, that's the last thing he asked, when are you coming? And I said, Maharaj, I will come in June. I told him. And then he didn't answer. It's just like, I think he told me, yeah, when are you coming? Then but it so happened that I could go in March. Anyway, I told you, no, that time, March 27th, that my flight from Dublin was on March 28th to go.
Wow, you already had a ticket to fly to India March 28th. Wow.
Yeah. Because I was going to come to India.
Gurudev left the 27th. She already had a ticket to fly on the 28th.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I arrived like 2 days
Oh
later.
my God. So you arrived to Calcutta in that situation.
In that situation.
Wow. Wow.
28, it was like very, very intense at that time.
Wow.
It's like 28, and then I landed in Chennai and took a flight to Calcutta. Because I wasn't going to come, and then Mansun Maharaj said, if you're coming to India, please come. Gurudev's health is not good.
I see.
And so I booked a ticket to Calcutta.
You were going to stay a while in Chennai and then fly, but then Madhusudamar said, better you come quickly.
No,
But you weren't planning to go to India at all?
No, I was going to India because my mother was, to see my mother. And then my mother wasn't so well at that time. Also, my mother was, for a few years. You recorded it. And then later, I told Mansun Maharaj, I'm coming to India. And then he said, should I come, and something I asked, and he said, better come to see, because Gurudev had this not good. And so then I booked first to go to Calcutta, and then later go to see my mother, So we landed in, but of course I was going to make things, for Gurudev. Usually I made this kind of, some snacks I made. One time I made that and took it to London and liked it so much. And
some snacks.
Snacks like, what do they call this? They have it.
Chana chor. You made homemade chana chor.
Chana chor, like that. Yeah. So I made that and took it to London. And made some cashew cutlery and cashew nut and all that. I made some snacks. Good, they liked that very much. Not the sweet, but other thing. Gave it to Goswami Maharaj and all that. So anyway, so I thought next time I would also make that. Would also make that time going there. And it was so, strange that every time I wanted to make, somehow I couldn't make it. And then Kumar was at that time working in Limerick. And then my flight was on Sunday morning. Saturday he left, it was Saturday, right? March 27th was Saturday. Sunday, was it Saturday? Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was Saturday, I think, 27th.
It was Dwadashi, I remember that.
Yeah, Sunday morning was my flight on Saturday. So I was trying to do it on Friday, doing it, somehow it didn't work out or something, I couldn't do it. And then I told Kumar, I'm trying to do somehow this. Kumar said, don't worry, I'm coming in Saturday. Saturday is coming from Limerick, the weekend. So I will try to help you to do it, like that. Okay, so anyway, I thought, okay, I will do it on Saturday and Sunday. We are flying. But Saturday, early morning, I got the call from Jay Kumar calling me from Calcutta. That was really, something, I didn't make it. So anyway, I went on Monday. I arrived on Calcutta on Monday.
29th.
It's amazing you played this.
Yeah, Gurudev played on that Mridanga.
What is so, did he stop it? Have you stopped it?
No, we want to hear those. We have to say.
No, what was very nice for me is like, after all these years, right? This year, some the Sundari, remember I told you, she sends me this picture of the initiation, and then that talk he gave on my initiation, she also found that and she sent me.
Wow.
And that was something very, for me, it was so nice to have that. The talk he gave in London. And she found that talk.
Wow.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, so that was like for me, to have that from that time, that again, that connection, feels that connection from that time, because many years later, 30 years, and then, it is like, what your memory, what you have at that time is like kind of, not so, it's vague.
Yeah.
But then she sent me that, she found that YouTube, the talk, and that was like very, happy for me to have that. Because, at that moment, you don't remember what all things he said on the initiation day, what all things, I never had that recording or anything. I think somebody has recorded because, and then, anyway, she said that. And for that was very, I was very happy to have that.
Okay, I'll stop the recording now. Is that
I think you actually made me talk so much about me, like about Gurudev, but also no, I was really hoping to hear this Chaitanya Charitamrita.